It's hard to know for sure, but the first two that always come to mind are Candyman and Dr. Giggles. I first started watching them with a friend whose parents did not pay attention to what we rented in about fourth grade, and we definitely took advantage of that. I love the talk of everyone right now, Coralie Farget, which I might not be pronouncing that correctly, the director of The Substance and Revenge. And in the same world, Julia Ducournau, another great French director who made Titan and Raw. Then I love a lot of the Indonesian, Korean filmmakers like Timo Tjahjanto and Joko Anwar. Um, Honestly, all the ones I just mentioned are part of that as far as like modern filmmakers that really inspire me. And then a lot of the classic people like Wes Craven, Scream was such an influence on me. That film really turned me into like a super fan of horror. But also I'm a huge fan of David Fincher's style filmmaking. He's been a huge influence on like the look and camera and color. Brian De Palma, Toby Hooper, huge fan. I could go on and on. Yeah, Ghost Game is a wild ride. It's full of morally questionable characters, and I hope that people just kind of walk away having lots of conversations with their friends like what really happened? What did they how do they think everyone kind of got out of it? Because we leave a lot of mystery, a lot of questions for you. This one is hard because I swear anytime you ask I could change the top five. But my favorite for sure of all time horror film is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And, I think one of my favorite moments is when Pam is walking up in her classic red shorts, that amazing shot from underneath. And then she is, just like taken like that when she goes in there. Um, let's see. I Scream is one of my favorites. I brought up Wes. Scream really I felt like it was an education for me on horror films. But what's my favorite? I think the opening sequence is I think one of the best opening sequences in horror ever. Um, what are my other Candyman I've got on the list. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the first ones I ever saw, like I mentioned. And definitely the moment when Helen is in the parking garage and it's like daylight and we hear Helen. I can't do it as well, but just Candyman's voice the first time we hear him say Helen is terrifying and like hypnotic. And I've got May on my list. Honestly, I'm not good with favorites. I have like a gazillion favorites. Lucky McKee's film May has been so inspiring for me. A lot of people can see the connections with the stylist in that film. I don't know. I guess that one is, so much more of a psychological drama. I love when she's with Jeremy Sisto for the first time and they're watching like a short film he's made, a zombie short, and she thinks this means that she should like draw blood from him now and she really freaks him out. Um and then my fifth, I'm going with a new film, Titan. I just brought up by or Titan by Julia Ducournau. That is the weirdest, wildest film, and I love a film that's that absurd, but can also like it affect on such a deep emotional, like human level. Um, oh man, I don't even know what's my favorite part of that film. Where do you even begin? I love when I guess when oh crap, that movie's full of so many weird moments. But I love the opening sequence, for instance, which is just like this epically long sequence, which is really isn't scary, but with her dancing on the car. Oh, that the first kill where you think like she's gonna be get some revenge on this guy, but then she just straight up kills him in like a second. You're like, okay, so killing is not a big thing for this character. She must do it all the time.